Well, I'm sure you're aware the crypto markets right now are down quite significantly, and if you don't know the reason why, we'll get into that in this video, and I'm sure by the slide behind me you can start to guess as to the reasons why. But I want to bring this video to you today because I want to give you some of the very best altcoins that are at specifically extreme discounts right now. And for those new to the channel, what do I mean by the best altcoins? I don't mean I'm associating the best with price or market cap or some superficial reason other crypto YouTubers might bring you the best altcoins. No, these are altcoins that are 2025 plus proof. If something were to happen to you in 2025, or you were to completely fail at selling in some capacity, you could come back in the later years, 2030 plus, and go, hey, I've made a crap load of money. That is my investment thesis. And I know what some of you are already probably thinking to yourselves, why is he telling us to buy when the markets are red? Well, aside from being investing 101, the reason why you and I have in the past thought red is bad, green is good, is because I've always associated in the past good with the price. If the price of the project is going up, I think it's a good thing, right? And that's when we get FOMO. That's when we feel emotions like happy, excited. When we check our phone 10 times a day at work, we're not supposed to ultimately, right? And that is actually a detrimental mindset to have. And that's actually probably one of the reasons why you are not actually making any good returns in crypto. Red, if you have conviction, you believe in the team, tech, and vision, means it's good. It's a good thing. And just like right now, I am excited to bring you these projects because I can't stop buying when we have extremely cheap prices. If you're someone that looks at green and says, oh, I can't stop buying on the way up, you are succumbing to FOMO. Ultimately, you're succumbing to the lizard brain. We are trying to fight. So today's video, guys, I'm going to bring you some of the best altcoins, but also, and I think first of all, let's get into the exact reason as to why the market's ultimately shitting the bed. So Binance has been hit with a lawsuit by the SEC, which unfortunately is the second US agency to come after Binance in the very, very recent months, which is a bit unfortunate because as far as I'm aware, Binance and the SEC obviously were working on the problems that were in the lawsuit and trying to work it out, and then out of nowhere, boom, the hammer was cracked and the lawsuit was filed. So if you guys are a bit unaware, the reason why the lawsuit was filed was because the SEC stated that the defendants, in this case obviously it's Binance, had profited in the billions by soliciting US investors to buy, sell, and trade using its unregistered platform. Now I'm guessing this is in the past because Binance, the Binance entity itself, is an offshore exchange. Binance US is obviously for the US, but they're filing the lawsuit against Binance, the Binance company in general. So yeah, I think CZ is pretty pissed off, as you can imagine. And also, they went behind his back, right? Let's just add a little bit more fuel to the fire though. There were some tokens mentioned in this lawsuit, specifically BNB ADA and big sigh here, Algorand. This is the second time Algorand's been mentioned in lawsuits filed by the SEC against now two exchanges. The first was Bittrex, now it's Binance. Now, of course, for those who know, this isn't an actual lawsuit against Algorand, ADA, or the BNB token itself. This is a lawsuit against an exchange. Algo was name dropped because they're unregistered security tokens. Apparently, I don't know what Gary's problem is with Algorand. If I was Silvio, I'd be bloody pissed because they used to be somewhat friends. Okay, but yeah, so for those algo holders out there, we're going to talk a bit about Algorand in just a second, but ultimately it is not a good time for Algorand, and that's why the price is obviously reflecting that, okay? Now, what has Binance actually come out and said in relation to the news? Well, they pretty much said it's an overreach, obviously, because it is not a US exchange, point blank, all right, end of story. Now, the firm said it stands with digital asset market participants in the US and is prepared to fight the lawsuit to the full extent of the law, and guess what? It's like Gandalf coming over the mountain with all like the tribes and fight, whatever it is. I don't know. I haven't really watched Lord of the Rings. But ultimately, though, the saving grace here, Charles Hoskinson, hopefully you guys can forgive me for that terrible analogy. Charles Hoskinson said that the lawsuit was the next in a series of steps to implement Choke Point 2.0, cutting off crypto from the US. I think this is blatantly obvious, right? And Hoskinson noted that this is not a regulatory event, but a political, philosophical disagreement about the existence of cryptocurrencies and what they represent. I particularly love Charles. He's a big advocate, obviously, of crypto, even more than just Cardano. He's, testified in front of Congress before. I really like Charles, okay? Also, Justin Sun, the founder of Tron, has come out in support of Binance as well. And I think we're going to muster up a lot of support in the crypto community now against the SEC, because blatantly this is attacking crypto, okay? And we're going to get into an official statement from Binance here, released today, about this whole situation, and I think they sum it up perfectly, okay? Now, perhaps most surprising, the SEC's action undermined America's role as a global hub for financial innovation and leadership. Of course, right? Digital asset laws remain largely undeveloped in much of the world, and regulation by enforcement is not the best path forward. An effective regulatory framework demands collaborative, transparent, and thoughtful policy engagement, a path the SEC has abandoned, right? So if we want to have a law, or a framework in crypto to be able to prosper and bring this innovation to the world, we need a framework, and we have to collaborate with the government to make that happen, okay? And the SEC's pretty much done this and said, forget your framework. So yeah, again, this is more of an attack on crypto, guys. They follow up with saying, we will work alongside industry partners to defend this important technology from misguided lawsuits. And it is a misguided lawsuit, and I feel like there is more to come. Now, my intuition feels maybe we should be careful of Algorand in this case, because, guys, this is the second time they've been name dropped, and Gary's a bit unhinged right now. I think he's forgetting to take most of his pills. So either someone force feeds him those pills, or I think, guys, if you're an algo holder, including myself, I hold a lot of algo tokens, we need to brace for the worst, okay? Now, I want to mention this just for the final piece before I move into those altcoins. Binance saw negative net flows, so total net flows, negative net flows of $778 million on the Ethereum blockchain. So they saw about $871 million of inflows, but they were dominated by the $1.6 billion worth of outflows, okay? And so that obviously gave a net negative score, or total, of about $770 million. So yeah, the markets reacted, and if we come over here to the coin market cap listings, we can see that Bitcoin is down 8.16%, and I've been watching this now for the last couple of hours. It is going more and more and more to the downside, okay? But if you're like me and you've watched the channel for a long time, you know that when Bitcoin or the global market is down 10% or around that, or more on the 7-day, it's actually a good time to look at your individual projects and go, hey, maybe I should start dollar cost averaging. Now, I want to say, for the complete record, before I get into these projects, when I say dollar cost average, I don't mean put in your largest positions. I don't mean enter, go balls to the wall. I mean, just invest like minimum, all right? What your minimums pretty much are. With dollar cost averaging here, this is over a long period of time, because I am a big proponent we're going to see more downside. Just straight facts, whether it happens now or in 2026, it's going to happen, I strongly believe. So Cardano, now this actually isn't on this list because I don't think we're talking about a huge discount here, but in relative terms, I think that it's not too bad, okay? Again, this is one of the projects mentioned in that lawsuit, and the price it was back at the start of the year, which was when Bitcoin dropped to about $16,500, and as we should know from everything I've said in the past, that was pretty much Bitcoin and most altcoins' lowest price they were in the last few years. And as I say, Cardano has pretty much dropped to only being a difference of 10 cents. So it's actually within good ranges, but I don't think many of you are going to consider that a very good discount. So let's begin with Algorand. And I know you're probably thinking to yourself, this dude is nuts. He just spoke about Algorand being a scary investment right now. I understand. And this is where the start of the video about conviction comes into play. If you're someone who believes in the technology, okay, you will look at this and go, okay, if I want to continue adding to my bags, that's a big if. You need to make sure you feel like you want to. Obviously, it's a good price, right? Then under $1 billion market cap, right? I was making videos when it was at 16 cents saying, oh my God, what a fantastic time to buy after that first lawsuit with Bittrex, and they were name dropped. So I do think the price will go a lot lower. I want to make that for sure, but I definitely don't think now is a bad time to begin DCAing. Now, I want to say, while I've got your attention, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my interpretation of the crypto markets. Next project, Near Protocol, $1.50 right now, down 8% in the last 24 hours. What the hell? This project's all-time low was only 50 cents, so we're 3x up from way back in 2020. In my opinion, what a fantastic time to accumulate a project I think is going to do extremely well in the long term. This is one of those projects that has a fantastic ecosystem and they're growing. They've recently transitioned to a very good, or at least I believe, narrative, a blockchain operating system in the general, you know, sort of all-purpose blockchain space. But I think these guys can actually pull it off, and they have some really big updates in 2025. And if there is a bull market, I think the price is going to go astronomical. So pay attention, okay? Now, the next one for all you Moonbeam fans and Polkadot fans in general, Moonbeam is down. And I'm not talking down X amount from its all-time low. This is its all-time low. This is period Moonbeam's lowest price it has ever been. As you can see, it's literally jumped off a cliff here. It's at about, as I said, well, 26 cents, okay? So I don't want to press all because you guys are going to spew if you see this chart. It's so skewed, right? But if we hit 1 year, this might give better price action. Yeah, I mean, it's the lowest price. So if you're a Moonbeam fan, believe in it, want to accumulate more in your bags, perfect time. Dollar cost average. I got to say it 100 times, right? Now, next up, we have Reserve Rights. Now, Reserve is currently about a 2x up, or actually pretty well approximately a 2x up from its all-time low way back in 2019, guys. Even more, right? Even more than Algorand, okay? So, yeah. Now, a lot of you are going to be a bit disincentivized by its huge gap in the max to circulating supply here, 50 billion tokens. There's a reason for that, and for those who have seen my videos, know the reasons why. Now, if you haven't, I would really go ahead and say if you're looking to invest in this fantastic project, to watch those videos. These guys are actually implemented very deeply right now in South American countries, specifically Venezuela, preventing hyperinflation and actually being adequately used within the economy, okay? It's been proven to work too, by the way. So next up, we have hbar. And I don't think it'd be one of my videos if I didn't mention hbar. Now, I really didn't want to. I wanted to, change things up for a little bit here, but good prices, good discounts cannot lie. If you're someone that's been sitting on the side for a long time now going, I don't really know about hbar, well, I'm waking you up. This might be the time, because hbar has dropped below a price I didn't think it would really drop below, at least until there was some really big news, okay? Bad news. And so it's beneath the 5 cent mark right now, just under. And I think, guys, it's a fantastic opportunity to, if you're someone who, again, on the sidelines, start that DCA. Now, again, I've made multiple videos on Hedera, just like Reserve Rights. So if you want to know more, please go ahead, click the top right-hand corner of your screen and go and watch one of those. Now, ICP, what do I think about this project? It's an S-tier project in my eyes. A lot of people disagree with me on that. I think this is a long-term play, and they're doing all the right things, I think, right now, and have the right infrastructure to make it happen. All right. Now, ICP, again, is a bit like Moonbeam. It's a very skewed chart thanks to SBF and their horrible tokenomics at launch. But if we go back to the start of the year, right, the price was about $3.5, okay? And we actually aren't too far off that. We're about, 70 cents or so off that. So, yeah, I believe it's a very good time to at least look at buying. And actually, I've added some more to my ICP bags because, yeah, look at this. I don't think we're going to really see too much lower unless there is some global negative news. Now, Polkadot's my last project here. It's at $5. And like I always say, if you can accumulate Polkadot under $5, it's a good time. Its all-time low was about $2.50. All right. And that's way back over here. Okay. Maybe not even. Maybe it was over here. No, it was definitely back over here. Pardon me. So yeah, we're a 2x up from its all-time low. So for a project like DOT that has been around for yonks now as well, look, if you're someone on the sidelines, want to look at getting in, I would definitely wait a little bit more, let it drop below the $5 mark and see how you go from there. And we're back to the Gary Sucks slide, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through to the very end. You're one of the best. And I want to say, if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And if you want to support me even more, go ahead, subscribe with the bell notification on. I post every single day and I try to bring only the best quality content out. Now, if you are someone that wants to see some more of me, don't worry. I have plenty more videos. The 2 on screen now should hopefully quench your thirst. And guys, again, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and ultimately I'll see you tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye.